Welcome back, everybody. So glad you could be with me here today. I was going to post a longer unboxing video of these two tools that showed up here today. They came a long distance. In fact, it was 7,274.77 miles. That's 7,275 miles. Long way. The one tool is very simple. Reproduction of the Stanley 151 spoke shave, very nicely made. Brass adjusting screws and knobs, and everything's finely fitted. I do like the fact that the ring here, I guess you would call it the adjusting ring, fits tightly in the blade. Not much, maybe, let me see, go from here, half a turn. So half a turn adjusting, and it's square, not rounded like some of the others that I've seen. So we'll get this sharpened up and put it through its paces. That's a very nice tool. I like that. Very simple, not much can go wrong. The plane had a rough ride. When it got here, the lever cap was loose in the bag, which was loose in the box, which meant the blade set was loose. So this was loose in the bag, and this was in here kittywampus, because it bounced around during its journey. And as it bounced around, it gashed the knob, it gashed all of the paint off of the castings down in here, it gashed the top here, and of course it ruined the front edge of the blade itself, which in and of itself is not a big problem. So there are some features right off the bat that I wish were better. Number one is how tight the yoke is fit. It's not. Number two, of course, is the fact I don't like modern chip breakers, and there's very little gap, meaning there's very little spring to hold them together. The blade is under 1/8 of an inch, which is nice. It's not that big over 1/8 of an inch blade, 0.14. But this has a considerable amount of up and down movement without touching the nut. But what really has me concerned, and until I do some tests, in other words, I will paint the front edge of this black, let it dry, and then I will put it in here and move it around and see where it's actually mating. And I kind of already know. I can feel it. And I think that's the reason why this came loose in transit. And I'm going to show you. If I clamp that down, and even if I give it another 1/8 of an inch turn to tighten it, which makes the lateral good and tight, still works, and the retracting is really tight. But I can advance it. I can advance it until I see the blade. And it's tight. Maybe I can't. Oh, there it is. So now I can see the blade and I've got a heavy cut there. If I want to retract it, okay, if I retract it too far, let me show you what happens. The lever cap comes off without lifting the lever. That could be how it came apart in transit. And I blame that on one, two, three possible things. Number one, this looks like it was over sanded. There's a dish here. So the screw might not be getting good purchase. Number two, the screw itself, the shape of the screw. And number three, this front edge may not be mated properly, and it could be about 1/8 of an inch to a little bit more too long, putting it actually, I shouldn't say it's too long, but what happened is the way the chip breaker is ground back, this should rest above that bevel, not in front of it. It should rest back and press down about there. But I have a funny feeling it's coming out over. And it may even go over it like that. See that? So I think that could be the biggest problem right there. We'll do some testing. We'll see. I really wish I could be an engineer for a plane company. Because it's a simple tool. It's not rocket science. This isn't SpaceX. I mean, if I go to seeing the blade, to not seeing the blade, to seeing the blade, 1, 2, to not seeing the blade, to seeing the blade, 1, 2, to not seeing the blade. See that? Just loosens right up. And that too, as a side note, is one of the reasons why Stanley went away from the keyhole and went to the kidney shape. Kidney shape would not loosen up and come off. So that's all for this one. We'll have some fun taking this apart, fiddling with it, seeing what we can do to make it work. Like, subscribe, and share. Head out to your shop. Go make some shavings. I didn't make any today. Walter out.